In the dusty heart of the Arizona Badlands, where the sun scorches the earth like a vengeful god and shadows whisper secrets of forgotten wars, a lonely rancher stumbles upon a sight that will shatter his world forever. Could this be the spark that ignites a hidden revolution? If you're hooked on tales of frontier justice, forbidden alliances, and jaw-dropping twists that echo the wild spirit of the American West, hit that subscribe button now and join thousands across the USA and UK diving into stories that grip your soul. Don't miss out, subscribe today and let's uncover the truth together. The sun hung low over the jagged horizon of the Arizona Territory in 1887, casting long, blood-red shadows across the parched earth of Elijah Hawthorne's isolated ranch. Elijah, a weathered man in his late 40s with a face etched by years of solitude and loss, rode his old mare through the scrubland, the creak of leather and the distant howl of coyotes his only companions. He'd come out here after the Civil War, fleeing the ghosts of Gettysburg where he'd lost his brother and his faith in humanity, seeking peace in the vast emptiness. But peace was a fickle mistress in these parts, where Apache raids and white settlers' greed clashed like thunder. As he urged his horse toward a lone mesquite tree that stood sentinel on the ridge, something unnatural caught his eye, a dangling figure, swaying gently in the hot wind. His heart seized. It was a girl, no more than 16, her lithe form bound by ropes around her wrists, suspended from a thick branch. Around her neck hung a crudely painted sign, "White Man Don't Forgive." She was Apache, that much was clear from her buckskin dress and the intricate beadwork on her moccasins, her long black hair matted with dust and blood. Elijah dismounted swiftly, his boots crunching on the gravel as he approached, fearing the worst. But as he drew near, he heard a faint rasp, a breath. She was alive, barely, her dark eyes fluttering open with a mix of defiance and terror. "Water," she whispered in broken English, her voice like cracked earth. Elijah cut her down with his knife, cradling her frail body as he poured from his canteen. Her name was Nita, she told him later, as he carried her back to his modest cabin, a runaway from the San Carlos reservation where her people were herded like cattle by the U.S. Army. But why the hanging? Why the sign? Elijah pondered this as he tended her wounds, lash marks from a whip, bruises from fists, that spoke of brutality beyond mere punishment. He was no stranger to the tensions. Rumors swirled of white ranchers forming vigilante groups to protect their land from Apache thieves, but this felt personal, ritualistic. As Nita recovered over the days, sipping broth by the fire, she revealed fragments of her story. She'd been caught stealing food from a nearby town after her family starved on the barren reservation. But it wasn't just theft. She'd witnessed something, a murder, she said, of an Apache elder by a prominent white landowner, Silas Blackwood, whose vast spread bordered Elijah's. Blackwood, a former Confederate officer turned cattle baron, was known for his iron fist and whispers of darker dealings, like smuggling guns to outlaws. Nita claimed the sign was his mark, a warning to both Indians and any whites who might sympathize. Elijah dismissed it at first. Blackwood was powerful, with the sheriff in his pocket, but as Nita's strength returned, so did her fire. She spoke of her clan's ancient ways, of spirits in the wind and a prophecy of a pale rider who would bridge worlds. Elijah, haunted by his own demons, felt a stirring he hadn't known since youth, protectiveness, perhaps even affection. He taught her to shoot his old colt, and in return, she showed him tracking. Skills that made the desert reveal its secrets. But peace shattered when riders came at dawn, Blackwood's men, torches in hand, accusing Elijah of harboring a fugitive. A shootout ensued. Elijah fell too, but Nita vanished into the night, leaving a trail of blood. He pursued, heart pounding, through canyons where echoes mocked him. Days blurred into a fevered quest, Elijah dodging ambushes and piecing together clues. A hidden cave where Nita had stashed stolen documents, Blackwood's ledgers showing he wasn't just rustling cattle but plotting with Mexican bandits to seize Apache lands for a secret silver mine. The twist deepened. Nita wasn't just a victim, she was the daughter of a slain Apache chief, trained as a warrior, and her hanging was a ruse, a bait to draw out sympathizers like Elijah. She'd orchestrated it partly herself, with help from underground Apache scouts, to expose Blackwood's empire. Elijah confronted her in a moonlit arroyo, betrayal burning in his chest. "You used me," he growled. But Nita's eyes softened. "No, I found you. The spirits led me." Their alliance forged in fire, they plotted revenge. Infiltrating Blackwood's ranch under cover of a dust storm, they uncovered the mine's entrance, rigged with dynamite by Blackwood to collapse on striking workers, mostly coerced Apaches. A fierce battle erupted. Gunshots rang, knives flashed, and Elijah faced Blackwood in a brutal duel, the Baron's sneering face revealing another layer. He was Elijah's long-lost cousin, twisted by war's madness, who had faked his death at Gettysburg to start anew in villainy. Family don't forgive neither, Blackwood spat, before Elijah's bullet ended him. But the ultimate twist came as the mine exploded in controlled chaos, freeing the workers. Nita revealed she carried Blackwood's child, forced upon her in captivity, a bridge of blood between worlds. Elijah, reeling, chose to stay, adopting the role of guardian as they fled to uncharted lands. Years later, the child grew into a leader, blending Apache wisdom with white resilience, sparking a quiet revolution that reshaped the frontier. Elijah, no longer lonely, found redemption in the family he'd never sought, under stars that whispered forgiveness at last. Yet whispers persisted, of Blackwood's ghost haunting the tree, a reminder that some sins linger, waiting for the next pale rider to unravel them. In the end, the desert kept its secrets, but for Elijah and Nita, it bloomed with fragile hope amid the thorns of betrayal and blood.